I think I've found my perfect match. When it comes to exercise, we gravitate to certain things for whatever reason. Everyone thinks that the whole squat thing was, my most favorite lift, and I got attracted to it because, things went well early on, and, I liked, like everyone else, everyone likes to kind of do what feels good and where they excel. For me, it's quite opposite. I'm kind of strange that way. The reason why I fell in love with the squat, is not so much because I love it that much. It's just because it's most difficult to me, man. It was hard from day one, and it still feels very hard. It's just not naturally something that comes to me. I've come a long way. Before I even started recording a single freaking clip of myself, I've come a long way. It wasn't a pretty sight initially. It's just, that's the way my body is, right? We all have our things where, things just don't go well. Whereas deadlifting feels so natural to me, just to kind of bend over, pick something up. Sure, I've learned a whole stack of, different cues and what to do and what not to do when I pull for most efficiency and most strength. But, still, it does not matter what day of the week. I still kind of lean over and I pick things up, and it's just normal. Squatting, however, keeping vertical is a different story. So I do the squat every day thing purely draws me back because it's so difficult, and I feel like I want to attack something which is difficult every day, and I feel like I get a millimeter ahead in my journey every time I touch the bar and I try to squat. This whole week has been a deload. I've spoken about it a little bit. And in the last few days, man, I reckon I'm onto something that is really up my alley, and that is calf and forearm training. The reason why I say it is because both of those things can be trained every day. More so the calves. So yesterday I did the seated calf raise machine at the gym, and I pushed them hard. I did 5 sets of 30, and then I backed off because I had a huge pump, and then I did some pogo hops, which is essentially just jumping without too much knee flexion. It's just all calves, all ankles really. Did 3 sets of that, 3 sets of 100 jumps, and then I went back and did another 3 sets of 30 of the calf raise machine, seated calf raise machine. Walked out, felt pumped, felt great. This morning I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I feel a little bit, but I can kind of understand why everyone says, including Arnie back in the day, that if you want to grow these calves of yours, you got to hit them with a lot of frequency. They're just one of those tissues that is made to, resist fatigue at all costs. We walk every day. We're walking creatures. We will walk down our prey. We can't chase a cheetah, a lion, a zebra, or whatever. But we'll walk that sucker down. And some of these animals, which are very powerful, can't do the whole endurance thing like we can. And so this whole walking ability from us comes from some of these tissues that are just resilient to fatigue. Calves being one of them. So if you just do 3 sets of 20 or 5 sets of 20 of calf raises a week, you might as well not do anything at that point. If that's working for you, you must be one of those guys, that it works. And you probably have genetic predispositions for really good calves anyway. For a lot of people that I've listened to, a lot of people over the years talk about calf training, no matter how explosive they are. There's people with 50-inch vertical leaps out there in the world with 0 calves. So calves are not something that is like closely related to some sort of physical performance. But if you want to grow them, you need to be a whole lot of volume, kind of like the whole endurance thing. Some of the best calf pumps that I've had is like literally walking up a trail here, up a hill. That gets the calves pumped. When I do the farmer's carries, when I do that for quite a walk, that also gets them pumping as well. So anything that's gait related pumps them up. Or you can do hundreds of reps with calf raises, which is similar to what I was talking about before. You need hundreds of reps. Yesterday I did seated calf raises. Today I did standing calf raises in my belt squat machine. That felt pretty good. Very, very, very tough, but pretty good. Tomorrow I might go back to seated calf raises. I just really want to get after them. It's a deload. It's interesting. It's right up my alley. I'm feeling kind of really motivated to do this. anytime I can do something every single day, I feel like I'm more locked in. I don't know, like I feel like I'm always thinking about it, always kind of monitoring it, always about it. So I like that whole high frequency thing, regardless of what it is. A lot of stuff you can't do high frequency. Obviously, squatting high frequency, I've tried all sorts of different modalities. Right now, it's still high frequency, but my effort on it is very low most days. It's literally just like a skill, practicing free throws, that kind of thing. I'm not one rep maxing it like I used to, in the past. Like the first couple of years of the squat every day, I was at every opportunity looking to put a max on the bar and squat it. It was always 180. It was always, trying to hit 190, 200, all that stuff. Like it was always pushing towards that. Now I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm getting my squatting volume through other means. I've spoken about that at length recently. Belt squat machine, hack squat machine, leg press, all that stuff. That's where I get the pushing or the squatting. I feel like it's very effective for somebody that is not a natural squatter. So I'm doing that for that. And then kind of, it still feels like I'm squatting every day. Obviously, I am squatting every day, and I like the effect that I'm still doing that. It's still kind of, is really cool. But the difference with the calves is that I can literally go nuts. I can literally go for 1 rep max type stuff, type effort every single day with calves. Wake up tomorrow morning, yeah, it's a little bit sore, but it's not what you would expect. Like if you were to do squats or a deadlift, my God, if you did those and you pushed to the max, the following day you are dead. You are dead. Calves, not so much, man. Calves are just that resilient tissue. It will take whatever the hell you throw at it, man. It's just an amazing composition of tissues there. Forearms, similar thing. Today I was messing around with another, variation. I wanted to do supination. I opted not to. I did today rising. And if you look up arm wrestling rising, that's kind of what I did. Which is essentially, I think it's called radius deviation or something like that. Abduction, wrist abduction, whatever you want to call it. There's all these medical terms, or arm wrestling community, they call it rising. So I did that. I did it with my hammer, and then I also did it with the belt thing that I have. And yeah, both of those for high volumes, and I get my fix mentally of training hard. And I feel like that tissue, the wrists and the calves, are kind of made for me and my mentality. I can get my fix of training, sweating it out in this 40-degree temperature, getting after it, and I'm not dying with it. Like I'm not hitting the huge powerhouse muscles. It's just these little things which most often people neglect completely from their training. I'm kind of excited to train them, to be honest with you. Let's see where it goes. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.